Hello there, I'm on Usher's Island in Dublin, which is one of the quays, and it's January the 6th and I'm on a pilgrimage because January the 6th is the Feast of the Epiphany, but it's also the date mentioned in Joyce's book, The Dead, Joyce's short story, The Dead. And The Dead is set in a house just along here on Usher's Island, and I'm just going along to see is there anyone here on January the 6th.
Alright, you might close the door, keep the heat in. Right.
There's a very important someone here.
You have to help yourselves. Okay. Yes.
He's Brendan Kilty, the owner of the house.
And we know it's 1904 because in the story there's a reference to the aunt complaining about the Pope.
Today he's showing a group of American students around. When Brendan was not much older than these students, he first visited 15 Usher's Island, and the house had an impact on him.
I had an epiphany, as it were, my own sensation that one day I would restore the house and share it. And that's the mission statement. It's as simple as that, to bring the house back to its condition as of 1904.
Joyce's short story, The Dead, is in his book, Dubliners. In the story, there's an annual party every January the 5th, the eve of the Feast of the Epiphany. In 1987, John Huston made a film based on the short story. James Joyce's grandaunts used to live in this house and did have an annual Christmas party. The house represents that era, 1904. It also represents James Joyce. And the house tells some of the history of Dublin.
We're going now into the basement of the James Joyce house.
In the pitch black basement, Brendan has an old printing press on which he hopes to print a new version of The Dead.
Some people come to record the music of this. These are all individual letters. These are called sorts, S-O-R-T. You know the phrase, I'm all out of sorts? Mm-hmm. It's when you've run out of letters.
All this, of course, costs money. And Brendan and the volunteers have to come up with ways to try and raise that money.
And they've happened upon the idea of bringing out a whiskey, a James Joyce whiskey. So the first whiskey that they've produced this year is number 15, and that celebrates the 15 years since we restored number 15, Usher's Island. It's all about sharing. It's about sharing the history, the culture and the conversation of Dublin. What Joyce said when he developed Dubliners, he wrote to his publisher saying that he believed that a Dubliner was a very different animal from, say, a Londoner or a Parisian. And I think that's very true. There is something about Dublin and Dubliners that is very special.
What's so special about Dubliners?
I think the ability to enjoy and see the humour on the dark side. You know, the old Dublin joke about somebody passing away and someone saying, "Oh, I hope it was nothing serious." That type of well-meaning but totally inappropriate.
That was a pure privilege. I came along on January the 6th on spec, the day that The Dead was written about, and what a joy. See you next time.